Hello and welcome to my local information video on Deer Park. Over the next few minutes I'm going to introduce you to this great residential development and show you why it is such a super place to make your new home, whether you're a first time buyer, an upsizer, downsizer or sidestepper. It really doesn't matter, we love this development and I have a strong personal and professional connection with the community here. Deer Park is situated to the northwest of Witney and consists of just over 1,000 homes. It was designed around two crescents. That's a Raleigh Crescent in the south that was built probably around 1988 to 1990, and then Valence Crescent, the slightly newer part of the development, which was probably built around 1990 to 1992. These two crescents are linked by a central connecting road, that's Eddington Road, which brings the two zones together, also acting like the centre of the community with the local shops. There's chemists there, Boots the chemist, a health centre, Tesco Express, and also the local school that my youngest son loves attending, and that's West Witney Primary School. Now, according to my friends here at Google, the midpoint of Eddington Road to my office here in the town centre is just 1.2 miles by foot, which at 5 miles an hour would take around 20 minutes or so to walk. You can maybe add 5 minutes if you set off from the top end of the development, maybe take 5 minutes off from the bottom end here at Raleigh Crescent, around about 15-20 minutes. If you'd rather take the bus, Stagecoach operates a regular service into the town, which runs on through then into Oxford city centre, and you can pick this up from the Curbridge Road. The trip to Witney takes around 8 minutes and into Oxford is just over 1 hour. So it's an ideal location then right on the edge of town and for a wonderful community spirit of its own, whilst remaining fully connected to the bustling town centre and the ever-expanding range of shops, restaurants, businesses and other leisure facilities that Witney has to offer. So Deer Park was built between 1988 and 1992 by two main contractors, McLean Homes and Bovis Homes. There are around 1,000 properties in all on Deer Park, maybe slightly over, but there's a great mix of smaller coach houses, some of the terrace properties, some semi-detached homes, and of course some of the bigger 4 or 5 bed detached homes. The mix of properties seems to have been designed to allow people to stay on the development as the need for space changes. People can upsize and downsize without necessarily moving off Deer Park. What we found over the years though is that people, instead of moving, have actually stayed put and they've changed their home to suit their changing needs. They've put ground floor extensions on and loft conversions upstairs as well. And because of the era that these homes were built, they do tend to have bigger plots now than they do perhaps with more recent properties, and therefore they can take this development. This perhaps goes some way to explain why there's not as many properties on the market in Deer Park as you probably would imagine. Once people are there, they tend to stay. Homes do come to the market though, and over the years we've been very privileged to sell some wonderful properties. What I'd perhaps like to do now is show you just briefly some of the homes that we've sold in Deer Park over the years, but from a slightly different perspective, Deer Park from the sky. So Eddington Road is not just the geographical centre of Deer Park, it's also the centre of the community, with West Witney Primary School just across there to my left, Tesco Express with 24-hour cash machine, Peking Chef, which is a delicious Chinese takeaway, and on the corner here you have your local Boots the chemist. Now you'd probably imagine that around the next corner, being in the centre of the community, you'd probably have a local pub. Sadly not, there are no pubs in Deer Park, which of course is good news for some. Around this next corner here you do have the Stepping Stones nursery and also the Deer Park Medical Centre with the doctors in situ. Deer Park was given its name, as you'd imagine, because it was a park for deer and also a hunting ground. Now the hunting no longer goes on in Deer Park, but the parks remain, and there are 4 parks within the development. The first one just across here to my right with the large green play area, structured swings and slides for the younger children, and also a couple of fixed goal posts. What happened to the couple of jumpers on the grounds, guys? So before we move away from the heart of Deer Park itself, I wanted to bring you to West Witney Primary School and introduce you to the head teacher, Mrs. Nancy Darby. Thanks for joining us today. I noticed from your website your mission statement is motivating lifelong learners with the confidence to achieve their potential. What does that mean?
It means that our main job here as educators at West Witney Primary School is to make sure that we motivate the children and motivate them to become independent learners and want to learn for the rest of their lives.
After they've left school into adulthood?
Absolutely, for as long as they possibly can.
Perfect. How do you think it's going?
Really, really well. It's a really strong ethos about learning throughout the school, and staff are really on board at every level.
Perfect. So I understand you had a recent Ofsted inspection, is that correct? How did that go?
Yeah, February 2014 we were rated as good from an Ofsted team that came and visited the school, so we're very, very proud, but obviously there's still room for improvement.
Perfect.
We're striving now to be an outstanding school.
Brilliant. The school's obviously got a great reputation. My son comes here himself, so I definitely vouch for that.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you very much indeed. So before we leave this part of Witney, what we want to do is perhaps take a few more aerial shots and show you a few more of the properties that we've sold recently, but this time we're going to be concentrating on the south side of Deer Park around Raleigh Crescent. Deer Park Road was built to connect the Curbridge Road in the south with the Burford Road in the north, and also of course to provide access to the development itself. With the residential development on this side of the road, there is an industrial area on this side, and this woodland area was planted to provide some natural screening between the two. Over the years it's now developed into a fantastic set of woodland, which is great for taking your dogs out for a walk or maybe just the family on a late summer's afternoon stroll. If Witney really is the gateway to the Cotswolds, then you are going to find it hard to beat life here on Deer Park. If you'd like advance notice of any properties that are coming to the market before they hit all the different internet sites, then do let us know. And similarly, if you're thinking of selling a property and would like an up-to-date valuation, try and help you get the very best price for your property, then do let us know, because we'd love to help you move.